Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music. Pianos, they're crucial to so much of our composing, our producing. You gotta have a good piano. A good piano library can be expensive. I'm gonna show you three free, completely free piano libraries. They run on Kontakt, Decent Sampler, and Spitfire's own Labs player. Um, they're all of them kind of as good as this kind of thing can get, and they're super playable. Well, let's just dive in. All right, I don't want to waste time because they're just so interesting, and I want to spend a little time playing them so that we can get to know them. The first one I want to look at is the Hammersmith Free. This is from Sonic Couture. You see the player right there in front of us. It's a dynamic instrument recorded with just a pair of Schweppes. How do you say Schweppes? O-E-P-S. I don't know. You probably know or have an opinion. In any case, I think it's a Steinway studio sound. It's got enough controls for us to get the sound we want. An effects section here with a decent equalizer and a reverb built in. I'm using a very small studio reverb. The other piano sounds actually have some, I think, reverb baked in, so I've compensated by turning on the studio space here. There's just this one mic position in the Pro version of Hammersmith. There are a bunch of mic positions, and you can mix them. It's pretty awesome. It's a piano that I have and use a lot. This is absolutely remarkable. Now, let's say you want to get in there and have a little more pedal and key off noise for your sort of spatial ambient kind of world. Let's change the velocity curve so that we mostly get soft sounds. Let's take the effects up into beautiful ambient space. So. Listen to these high sounds. It's one of the tests that I have for a good sampled piano. There are 21 velocity levels on this instrument, 21 layers of velocity. That's just terrific. And what it means is the upper levels, the higher limits, can be great. Now, it's, obviously, it's kind of a New Orleans piano sound, right? It's very forgiving. I don't have to hit the keys very hard. You see what I did to the velocity curve. No low velocities at all. I'm just banging away at it. Sonic Couture provides this free for us. You have to register at their website. It runs on the Kontakt player, which is, of course, free from Native Instruments. Now, obviously, you're signing away your firstborn child whenever you give them your email address and start your, account with somebody. But you know what? I think this one is worth it. And it's a piano that I use all the time. The Pro version is a piano I use all the time. Let's go on. Well, here's the Labs Autograph Grand. It's a Yamaha C6, I think, which I ordinarily would expect would be, I don't know, a fairly bright instrument. It's got that Labs interface look. The big knob gives you control over reverb, which I have all the way down, and tightness, which I think I'm going to set halfway for now. We'll talk about it in a second. These sliders here control how it responds to dynamics, a lot like what we just did with Hammersmith. Well, let's listen to this. This is a little, well, you'll judge, but we'll talk about it after hearing it. My sense of this instrument is it's a little spongier. It's got more air around the samples, I think, sort of than the Hammersmith does. Um, I'm not sure what mics I'm hearing there, but it feels a little kind of ribbonier, kind of a great sound. I think there actually might be a couple of, it's hard to know what's going on under the hood with the Labs, but there might be a couple of mics mixed in that sound. And there's no way to balance them. You're just stuck with it. But there are a couple of things we can do. The tightness cuts into each individual sample. If I cut all the way in and basically decrease the range of expressivity, I get that hard sound again. Let's play a little New Orleans. I think it's a strong contender, and at under a gigabyte, it's the most lightweight of these three pianos. It's an easy download, and you may actually be bought into the Labs series already. I know I use Labs every so often. It's a great piano, easy to play on, pretty expressive, and it's Labs, so you kind of may already be there. It's not my favorite of the three. Let's go on. I think by now everyone knows about Piano Book. Piano Book's a community-based website that everybody, not everybody, but tons, thousands of people upload samples to. The sample platform is Kontakt or Decent Sampler. And Isolation Piano is based both on Kontakt and Decent Sampler. Decent Sampler is a free sample player. Thanks to Dave Hilowitz. You can buy paid instruments for it, and some of them are quite good, and it's a full-featured sample player. Isolation Piano runs on that, perfectly free. It also runs in Kontakt, the paid version of Kontakt. I happen to be using it here in Kontakt just because I really wanted to do this. I wanted to open it up and show you how something like this works. Look, whoever has done this, I forget their name, sorry, but it's an amazing job of sampling, has layered, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I don't know, it's probably a dozen at least, maybe, no, it's probably more than a dozen. I don't know, maybe as many as 20, maybe 21, just like Hammersmith. Different samples, and I'm playing each of them there. That's kind of, it's great to be able to get in there, and I've actually gone into mine and I've changed the way the reverb, I didn't like the reverb that was built in, changed the way the reverb worked, changed a little bit about a couple of things, and you know, if you've got Kontakt and you feel capable, you can. See, I've labeled this as a new instrument for myself based on this library. Well, this is my favorite. Again, it's completely free, and it's a Steinway recorded with a Neumann U48, some ribbon mics, through a Neve, onto a Studer, a tape deck, and then into the library. As a result, you've got a very beautiful, quiet sound, which quickly escalates into kind of a very present and assertive top end. It's a super expressive sampled library. In fact, if you do pick it up, the first thing you should do when you sit down to play it is turn the volume here down a bit. Look, I have it down to -12, and I have a little compression on the sound as well. All of them, they're all a little compressed. Let's play a bit on this instrument. don't think a sample piano can sound much better than that. There are some issues, I think, with some of the high velocity notes being a little too loud. Well, you could address it in the mapping editor by just going in there and taking the volumes down on each of those high velocity notes. You could probably also address it on the velocity curve of your controller. If I was going to use this piano all the time, I doubtless would. 3 free, excellent sounding sampled pianos. And I can't remember a time when I could say that. You know, it's a new world. And I'm super happy and grateful, especially for this one, Isolation Piano. Very impressed. Listen, I hope this has been useful. Like and subscribe, ding the bell. You'll be notified when I do my videos. I'll see you next time.